Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Daily English Podcast, where we learn English through real stories and natural conversations. I'm Ethan, your host, and I'm so happy you're here with us today. You know, many of us spend our days dreaming about getting away, just leaving everything behind and seeing a new place. Maybe a quiet town, maybe the mountains, or maybe a busy city we've never been to. Well, today's episode is all about that, travel, and how one simple trip can change the way you see the world. Joining me today is Sophie, a passionate traveler who just came back from an unforgettable journey. Hi, Sophie. It's great to have you here again. How are you feeling today?
Hi, Ethan. I'm feeling wonderful, thank you. I'm really excited to talk about my trip. It was one of those experiences you remember for a long, long time.
That sounds perfect. So, everyone, grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's begin.
So, Sophie, tell me, where did your journey actually begin?
It started in Switzerland, in a small town called Interlaken. I arrived late at night, carrying my backpack, feeling tired but excited. That first morning, oh, Ethan, it was like waking up inside a painting.
Inside a painting? That's incredible! What did it look like?
The rooftops were covered in snow, sparkling under the morning sunlight. The mountains glowed with golden light, and a river ran so clear that I could see the stones at the bottom. The air smelled fresh, a mix of pine trees, coffee from nearby cafes, and crisp mountain breeze.
Coffee always makes mornings better, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I quickly put on my warm jacket and headed to a small cafe just a few minutes from the hostel. The owner, an elderly man, smiled warmly and asked where I was from. When I told him it was my first day in Switzerland, he handed me a croissant, free of charge.
Now that's the kind of Swiss welcome everyone dreams of.
It made me feel instantly at home. I sat by the window, watching people walking in the cold, crisp air, hearing the soft sound of distant church bells, and seeing snowflakes slowly fall. For a moment, everything was so calm that I just closed my eyes and breathed it all in.
That sounds like the perfect morning. Did you interact with anyone else?
Yes. While sipping my coffee, a local woman joined me at my table. She asked about my trip, and soon we were sharing stories. Mine about the mountains, hers about the village life. She even sketched a small map on a napkin for me, pointing out her favorite hiking trails.
Wow, that's such a kind gesture. Did you follow her recommendations?
Of course! I decided to explore one trail that morning. It was peaceful at first. Just me, the trees, and the snow-covered path. But halfway through, I took a wrong turn and, well, I got a little lost.
Oh no, lost on your very first adventure? Tell me more.
Yes! I panicked for a moment, but then I realized it didn't matter. I looked around, saw the mountains glowing in the morning sun, and felt free. I ended up finding a small wooden bridge crossing a frozen stream. It was like discovering a hidden part of the world just for me.
That's the beauty of traveling alone. Unexpected surprises that you'd never planned for.
Exactly. That morning taught me that being alone isn't lonely. It's a chance to notice everything. The small details, the sounds, the people, and even your own feelings. By the end of it, I felt more alive than ever.
That sounds like that morning wasn't just about seeing new places. It was about discovering yourself, too.
Yes, that morning was the beginning of the trip, but also the beginning of a new way of seeing life.
Ah, what a perfect start. I can't wait to hear what happened next.
Oh, the next part has a few surprises. Some friendly faces and maybe a little chaos on the trail.
I'm hooked already.
So, Sophie, you mentioned a little chaos on the trail. What exactly happened?
Yes. After I followed the map that the local woman drew, I started on a trail surrounded by tall pine trees. At first, it was calm, only birds singing and snow crunching under my boots.
Sounds peaceful.
It was, until I realized I took a wrong turn. The trails split, and I couldn't remember which path was the right one. For a moment, I panicked. But then I thought, okay, I'm alone, but I'm okay. Let's see where this goes.
That's the spirit. What did you find?
I discovered a small wooden bridge over a frozen stream. The sun reflected off the ice, making the water sparkle. Then I saw a family of hikers coming down the trail. They smiled and waved at me. One of them even offered some chocolate, saying, "You look like you need energy."
What a kind gesture. Did you talk to them?
Yes, they told me about another scenic spot nearby, a small waterfall that few tourists visit. They even suggested a shortcut. I followed their advice and found it. It was breathtaking. Snow melted into clear blue water, and the birds were singing around.
Wow, Sophie, that sounds like a hidden paradise.
It really was. And the best part, I felt connected to the people and the place. Traveling alone can feel lonely at first, but moments like this make you realize the world is full of kind people and unexpected beauty.
Did you take a lot of photos there?
Of course. But I also spent time just looking and listening. The sound of the waterfall, the wind through the trees, even the crunch of snow under my feet. I wanted to remember it in my mind, not just on my camera.
That's a great point. Sometimes we're so busy documenting that we forget to really experience the moment.
Exactly. I learned that day that the best travel memories aren't always in photos. They're in feelings. The cold wind on your face, the laughter of strangers, the quiet moments when you're alone with nature.
So, did this trail adventure change your perspective on traveling alone?
Yes, absolutely. At first, I was nervous and unsure, but by the end of the morning, I felt confident and alive. I realized that getting lost isn't always bad. Sometimes it leads to the best experiences.
I love that. And I think our listeners will too.
I hope so. The trail was just the beginning, and there are more surprises waiting for the rest of my journey.
Oh, now you're making us all curious. Can't wait to hear what happens next. So, Sophie, after the trail and meeting those kind hikers, what happened next?
After the trail, I explored a small village nearby. The streets were quiet, with colorful houses and tiny shops. I tried local chocolate and cheese, and I even chatted with some shopkeepers. Every conversation, every smile made me feel more connected to the place.
That's amazing. Did you learn anything new about yourself during this part of the journey?
Yes, I realized that traveling isn't just about seeing beautiful places. It's about learning to be patient, noticing small details, and appreciating little acts of kindness. Even getting lost on the trail became a positive memory because I stayed calm and open-minded.
It's true. Those little moments often become the most meaningful memories.
Exactly. And I felt proud that I could handle being alone, making decisions, and trusting myself. By the end of the day, I felt stronger and happier, more confident than when I started the journey.
That's a wonderful lesson for all of us, Sophie. Sometimes travel teaches us more about ourselves than any classroom or book ever could.
Yes. And I hope our listeners feel inspired to explore new places. Even small trips can bring big lessons.
Absolutely. So, what's your advice for someone who wants to travel alone for the first time?
Be open to everything: the people, the culture, and even the unexpected moments. Don't worry if things don't go perfectly. Some of the best memories come from surprises and mistakes. And most importantly, enjoy every single moment.
I love that advice, and I think our listeners will too.
I hope so. Traveling changed me in small but important ways. I feel more curious, more patient, and more alive.
Thank you so much for sharing your story, Sophie. And to everyone listening, remember, every journey begins with a single step. Whether it's a short walk in your city or a trip to a faraway place, you'll learn something new about the world and about yourself.
Thanks for having me, Ethan. And thank you, everyone, for listening. I hope you enjoy your own adventures.
That's it for today's episode of Daily English Podcast. Keep exploring, keep learning, and we'll see you next time.